Kia ora koutou katoa, no mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore mako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, he is a hugely influential figure in Taranaki surfing, a long-time coach, founder of Aotearoa Māori Surf Nationals, and a driving force behind the Waitara Bar Boardriders Club. He has shaped generations of surfers and continues to play a major role in both local and national surf communities. No mai hara mai, Dano Waiwiri. Kia ora, my bro.
Tēnā koe nahera, tēnā koe Taranaki, hey, tēnā koutou Taranaki wānui.
Hey, awesome to have you on the show and good to have you home. I know it's an exciting time for you and the whānau with the Māori Surf Nationals coming up soon. But before we get started, ko wai koe, no he koe, just a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Dan Waiwiri toko ingoa, Waitara hau, nera Taranaki rohi, haurua e Puketapu hapu and also Ngāti Haupoto. So, Taranaki is, Maunga is home, brah. Taranaki Maunga is home.
Me, no, awesome, cuz. Well, yeah, like I said, it's good to have you home, back on your tūranga waiwai. Now, growing up when you were a young fella, what sports did you play and what was it that drew you to the ocean, to Tangaroa?
I was always surfing when I was a young age with Pippi and I, when we were like 10 years old. I played league, softball, basketball, American Kempo, rowing, and swimming. But it was the water. I don't know why. It was just the water. I couldn't handle sports, team sports, sports. But it was the water that drove us to the sea. And then all of a sudden, it was just an individual thing. We just wanted to go surfing. My brothers, my sister, my dad, all my friends all surfed. So it was just one of those things. It was just part of just living, part of growing up.
Beautiful, beautiful. Definitely part of your DNA. Now, another club that's part of your DNA is the Waitara Bar Boardriders Club there in Waitara. It's something you would describe as being part of your DNA. What makes the club so special, and how has your role kind of evolved in the club over the years? I hear you've been coach, president, janitor, and the rest.
Well, Nahena, it's about people, brother. The crew. It's just unity in the crew. A lot of good skills here. And we're all marae boys too. So that was a funny thing. We're all surfers. And I think it was just the unity and loving what we were doing and no one telling us what to do, really. That's what it was. And it was a good escape to go up there and just express yourself on the waves. That's in the early days. Then we got into competitions and stuff like that. And it made it like, oh, okay, it improved our surfing. And then we learned about traveling and going away to nationals and stuff like that. Then that improved our surfing even more. Now with that, we learned about, we needed young people to come and join us in our club. So we got into teaching young kids like 8, 9-year-olds. And these kids end up being very exceptional, very natural. I think it's their DNA, like you're saying earlier. So I don't know. It was just special. It was just part of this thing going on in this town here. I think it's just a natural thing. And it was all going around a little rohi too. With people, our cousins were the same too. All our cousins were the same. So it was quite radical. So this is what happened. Then the club started. We come here, the club, this building. And what we did was, the club was like our little marae. We come here to do our thing, like activities and surfing here and getting changed. And then we got caught bunking and all that stuff. And Uncle Sophie gave us a kick up our normal. And then we got out of hiding when we got home. But we got over that and we got older and we started traveling, started learning that, yeah, surfing was on. Yeah, it was probably better than any other sport, brother.
Love it.
Lifestyle. I think it was a lifestyle.
Lifestyle indeed. Well, you've obviously, been in the waves for many, many years, but you've also been a coach with Taranaki surfing, I believe, for more than 10 years. And you helped win three national titles. What do you think has driven, your success as a coach over such a long time?
I think with the kids, I think it was like to seeing them have joy, but also seeing them excel. And when we go to nationals, we train hard. I know we train hard before we leave here. We train hard here. Then we get over to those places and we still train. We're like focused. We get up early, 4:30 in the morning. We're on the venue. We're surfing the venue, the contest venue. We're all working together. We're all for the same kaupapa. Here's the names I'm going to throw out there. It's like the Motumatars, Jason Laumans, Lena Blaines, Jason Matthews, Pippi Nyers, Brent Hutchisons, Johnny Michael Nobles, Michael Lewis. It's Dwayne Matar. Crew like this. It's like the pinnacle of this. This is like a circle of people here who are exceptional, natural, gifted people. And they showed it on the waves. So what we did, we trained harder because I learned going through nationals events that natural talent wasn't enough. We had to train harder. We had to train harder. And it kind of worked. It worked. And there was edges that we had to use. There were certain things that we used for our advantage that people weren't using or not onto it really. Directions, signs, stretching, thinking ahead, tides, incoming tide, outgoing tide, different swells, different angles of the swells. We were doing pictures and stuff like that. We were doing underground stuff that people weren't doing. This is before video and camera. So this is what we did. Quite classic.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, speaking of natural talent and hard work, take us back to 1992 with the Waitara High School winning National Secondary Schools team. What do you remember most about that campaign?
Well, we trained hard with this team. We had a great team. We trained hard. There's people like Brett Hutchison, John Michael Noble, Moses Kemp, Michael Lewis, Damien Phillips, John Roy Kemp. We had Kylie Pullen as a woman surfer and girl surfer. And then we went to New Plymouth to Fitzroy for the Taranaki Scholastics Championships. And we trained really well and we cleaned up. We beat boys high. First time ever we won this championship. It was the Dennis Whitaker Trophy, which was one of the boys who drowned out front of Waitara here, what I'm looking at now. And they made this trophy, the family made this trophy. The mother was a teacher at Waitara East School, one of my teachers. That was her son. So it was an honour to win that trophy. And that just opened the ball, just opened it all up. And we carried on from there in 1992 onwards. Before that was JM back in the day, 87, New Zealand champion. So that opened the game earlier to think about, we're going to do this. And just a lot of time of progression with grommets, the words I'm going to use. So it was great. And also, the next year, we didn't have the same team because some of the boys went to boys high and yeah, it didn't matter. We got it once. Once is enough.
Oh, awesome. What an accomplishment. And there's more accomplishments to talk about. But before we do that, Whānau, we're going to go to a short break and be back soon to speak with Dano again. Kia ora koutou katoa, whānau. Welcome back to Te Ao Hākinakina. We have an awesome old kōrero here with Dano Waiwiri, the man himself, Māori surfing national champion and all sorts. He's done a lot in the surfing sport. Now, you founded the Aotearoa Māori Surf Nationals back in 1992 as well. What inspired you to create that event and how have you seen it grow over the decades?
Well, no, it was like we went there. I went there to Gisborne in 1992 to go to the national, they have an AGM. So I went there and said, look, we need to, we have to address this. We have a motion to say, like, I'd like to start a Māori surfing championships. A few questions were thrown at me, and the major question was why you want to do this, because I said, we need to do this so we have an umbrella, which comes off the main umbrella, and that way you get more members that pay to be part of the New Zealand Surfing Association. But to me, in my own heart, was to get people off the streets, in the water, and trying out this sport or this lifestyle. And yeah, we got the nod, and that got accepted and motion passed. Then 1993, I talked to Te Kauhoi Wano and Wharihoko Wano, and plus in conjunction with Waitara Bar Boardriders and a lot of other Taranaki surfers who are Māori, and we all had a kōrero, and we pushed this further for a wakataita or a contest to have it in Taranaki, which was the inaugural 1993 inaugural Māori surfing titles, which was held at Owai Marae, and that was the start of that. We had Manuhiri from Whangaroa, from Raglan, Daniel Kiriopa and Gavin Kelly turned up. That crew turned up. We had a crew from Gisborne, James Fowle and Francis Quirk and all that crew from Ngati Porou. Tai Rawhiti turned up over here. And also Rongo Whakaata, they come over, same crew. And a few bits and pieces here and there, but it was mostly Taranaki because it was the first one. It was held at, I think it was Rocky Point and Stamp Road, I think. I'm trying to remember. And the winner of that was Jason Lauman, who was Open Men's Champion. Under 18s was Brett Hutchinson, and Open Women's was Lena Blaine. So that was the start, brother. And then coming forward, as time goes through, other places have had turns. Tairāwhiti, Whangaroa, it's been up Ahipara just recently, the last 5 years. We'd like to take it to Waipunamu. We're going to work on that. What it was for me personally, Naina, was to get rangatahi into this game, into this lifestyle, and to excel in this sport, which they had natural talent, and there was an avenue for them to come into and compete against other rangatahi and other rohi and other iwi and hapu. So that opened the door up, and it was another angle, another window. So it was really cool. So it worked out really well. And now as I'm talking to you today, what's that, 2026, cuz? We've brought it back from Ahipara, and we come back to Taranaki on the 6th of March, which is a Friday. We'll be at Owai Marae for the pu'iri. And also we've got Manuhiri coming from all over the show, and we're going to manaki tangata all our Manuhiri at in Waitara. And also we've got all the crew coming up to be behind us to tautoko this event, and we cannot wait for this to happen. We're excited.
Beautiful. Well, over 30 years of hard mahi within that Aotearoa Māori surfing space can't be undone. Now, it's had that much of an impact that even at Taranaki Tūmai recently, I see that we had a Māori surfing competition at Tūmai, which was pretty special. So what can our whānau expect next weekend for the Māori Surf Nationals, and how can our local whānau here in Taranaki get behind the kaupapa?
Well, first of all, Naina, tuatahi, come along to the Pōhiri crew. Wānau, aere mai, no mai, aere mai, to Owai, come with us to Pōhiri. Let's bring on our Manuhiri. Be with us, please. Everyone's invited. Wānau, family, kids, everybody, come along. For that, we do waikōrero, the usual waikōrero, waiata, haka, and then later on, we'll have hakare, we'll have a whakaua in front of Marae Pia, and then we'll have registration after that, and we'll sort out all the heats and all different categories. There's 13 categories, Nahina. It's a big event. It's huge. And looking at the forecast, we've already done a long-range forecast. Probably going down to Te Akura. We're coming down, brother. Coming down Tuiraho, which is down that way. And we're coming down Wairia. I think it's going to be pretty big. It's looking pretty good on the long forecast. Nahina. We're going to go down to, Tuiraho. I think it's going to be a great one. You're very excited. Very excited.
Beautiful. Well, there we have it, whānau. Make sure you book that into your calendars and get down and support our whānau hosting the Aotearoa Māori Surf Nationals. Now, before we go, I understand there's another event that you help create and coordinate it. And now this is called Shimmering Waters. Now, can you give us a bit of kōrero about Shimmering Waters?
Shimmering Waters is my name in English, Waiwiri. Naina as a Triple Crown, which we've adopted from Kauai, which they have their Triple Crown, which we use 3 premier events at 3 premier locations, i.e. Puniho Road, Polder Road, and Tuiraho Road, where we do big surfing, and it's on the floating dates where we pick the right times and the right swells to be had. This is a very unique contest. We're here to promote unification of kotahitanga with Māori and Pākehā, i.e. with Opanaki, all Taranaki crew. And we're working together to be working as a unification, and that way we build good bridges and everything, and it's really great for surfing. We have nice karakia in the morning, as we do on the microphone, where we go to, it's more or less the homelands, Naina. We're going to the homelands, and where we do all the crew, we've got the best 32 surfers who've entered. They are actually our local surfers. They are the best in our rohi, this crew. I'm very proud of them. They're surfing and exceptional. Their surfing is very exceptional. So proud of this, these surfers. They are kings of the water. They are strong. They're fit. They're impressive. And with this, we've adopted using all computer systems, Starlink, everything to do that the future holds. This is how we're going to do it. This is how the world does it. WSL, we do the same concept to make sure that the next crew who come in next year and so on, we have the same concept. That way it's done professionally done, and it's done how it's meant to be done. As they say, like when I started, it's called The Future is Outrageous.
Beautiful. There we have it, whānau. Hey, if that doesn't get you pumped to get along next weekend, I don't know what will. Shimmering Waters event in the future. Aotearoa Māori Surfing Nationals in Waitara and down the coast coming up this weekend. Make sure you tune in. Dano, thanks so much for joining us on the show and everything you do for our community, for our surfing community right across Taranaki and Aotearoa. Your passion for the ocean, for tangaroa, for whānau, for community shines through in everything you're involved in. And we look forward to all of our whānau, not only here in Taranaki, but all around Aotearoa, having a massive weekend next weekend at the Māori Surfing Nationals. Thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Nāhena, thank you. Tēnā koe mai. E ho, ai, nā me ka koe. Taranaki, no mai aere mai. See you on the 6th of March at Oi Marae, around about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Come along, please. Tautoko.
Mauri ora.